Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At the outset, I'd like to commend you for continuing this committee's important efforts in the area of WMD preparedness, response, and recovery. Approval today of H.R. 2356, the WMD Prevention and Preparedness Act of 2011, will mark the second consecutive Congress that this committee has produced comprehensive legislation to enhance our ability to prepare for, respond to, and recover from a WMD attack. I'm proud to co-sponsor H.R. 2356, which was authored by Representative Pasquale of New Jersey, a former member of this committee. Representative Pasquale deserves credit for taking on the complex challenges of addressing the WMD threat and producing the WMD Prevention and Preparedness Act. Enactment of this measure will strengthen our nation's Homeland Security posture in some very meaningful ways. I'm also pleased that we will be considering another measure that I co-sponsored, H.R. 3173. This measure will direct TSA to streamline and reform Transportation Worker Identification Credential Program to provide some relief to the transportation workers who must secure TWICs to do their job. I'd like to note that this committee has previously taken action on H.R. 2356 and H.R. 3173 in some form or fashion. In contrast, the two other measures to be considered today have never seen legislative action. Putting aside the substance of these bills, I'm troubled that the chairman has decided to stray from the regular order and fast-track measures that have no legislative history when there are 6 bills pending at the full committee that have been favorably forwarded by subcommittees. The areas covered by the subcommittee approved bills are border security, federal facility security, credentialing, medical response, and grants management. Additionally, a bill authorizing the Transportation Security Administration has been lingering between subcommittee and full committee since September 2011. Unfortunately, having bills linger between subcommittee and full committee is just one of the persistent issues this committee has faced in the 112th Congress when it attempts to legislate. This Congress, the committee has reported to the House 12 bills and 1 resolution. Today, 16 months into the 112th Congress, only 1 of those bills has been considered by the full House, with the notable exception of the DHS Authorization Act, whose report has not even been processed. Many of our other bills have sat dormant on the union calendar for months. With respect to the DHS Authorization Act, as I'm sure the members of the committee will recall, prior to the committee taking a final vote on that measure in October, I requested that we take time to have the Congressional Budget Office score the bill. My request was objected to, and the committee proceeded to vote on it without a CBO score. Today, 6 months later, we still do not have a CBO score, and the report for the bill has not been processed and made available to the public. Even as we consider these bills today, we must not lose sight of the fact that there are 3 areas of major unfinished business. While in committee we've made some progress on these areas, we still need to bring to the House floor legislation to reauthorize the Chemical Facility Anti-Terrorism Standards Program, cybersecurity legislation to protect critical infrastructure networks, and an annual DHS authorization bill. With that, Mr. Chairman, I look forward to working with you on this markup. It's indeed a bipartisan effort on all our part to bring forth, to offer to the full Congress an opportunity to vote on them, and I yield back.
Yeah, thank you, Ranking Member. And I actually will advise you that we've been told that May 30th there will be a series of Homeland Security bills on the suspension calendar. We will be working with you. We intend that to be a bipartisan roster, so we'll be working with you. And I see Mr. Cuellar is looking anxiously over at me. And but we again, May 30th is right now scheduled to be the date where we have a series of Homeland Security legislation on the House floor. and obviously our staffs will be working together on that. Okay? Okay. Other members of the committee are reminded that opening statements may be submitted for the record. By agreement between the ranking minority member and myself, the committee, by unanimous consent, shall use an amendment roster today. Gentleman from Mississippi.
Reserving the right to object, and I will not object, would the chair please explain our agreement regarding the amendment roster? I yield to the chairman.